Hello. I'm okay. I'm good. Oh my God! You know that there's nothing that makes me happier than being with 4-year-olds. Yeah, I still do puppy. Yeah, I do, but I didn't do it today. What? Oh my God! That's my bet. Is my favorite. Everything is possible. Everything is believable. Everything's silly. Everything's yeah. It's like it's perfect. Yeah, I made a. We're going to invite people to come into the sukkah because we're going to start our service in just a couple of minutes. We want to say, first of all, there should be a few kippot over where the talitot are, I hope. So first of all, this is a very special Shabbat because why is it a special Shabbat?
Because it's Shefa's bar mitzvah.
It is Shefa's bar mitzvah. We are so unbelievably happy that we get to celebrate with the Dolev and growing families as Shefa becomes a bar mitzvah. So, also, wow, our couple of cousins and the aunts and the uncles and like, wow. And it's just beginning. It's just beginning. All right, so.
Hello, Shabbat Shalom.
So as people are coming in, we just want to let you know that you may not have been to Beth Shalom in person on Shabbat since the last Grow in Simcha. So you may not know that we do a lot of music. Here they come. Oh my gosh. We are so happy that we just have a... No, this is fine, it's okay. Oh my God. This brings back memories. When was the last time we had a grown simcha here? I mean, was it Leah? No, it wasn't Leah. It's been Michal, right? No, wait. It was Oh, right, the trifecta on Zoom, the Agar. But they weren't. But that wasn't here in person. I'm trying to think of like when we had all of you guys here together last for Simcha. It was Michal. Okay. All right, it was Michal. All right. Well. Shabbat Shalom. All right, so we are, one of the great things about having Cantor Agar at Beth Shalom is that you never know what kind of music you're getting on any particular Friday night. So you can tell by what the Cantor is wearing. Can you tell what underneath the talit? He was a little concerned that the talit would cover this very beautiful jacket, or whatever we would call, what do we call this? Is this a jacket? Anyhow. So tonight is Sephardic Shabbat, is that correct?
That's right.
Any Sephardim in this room? Yeah, give it up to the Sephardim. Half Sephardic.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop. All right, so we got some Sephardi Shabbat music coming. Now, because it is during Sukkot, by the way, that we don't do a full and traditional Kabbalat Shabbat. The rabbis thought that there was so much joy just being in Chag that we didn't need all of the joy of Kabbalat Shabbat. So we're going to do a couple of non-Kabbalat Shabbat melodies, and we're going to do the Psalm for Shabbat, and then we're going to have a lot of beautiful music. And the Cantor is going to explain a little bit about his putting together of this vision for Sephardic music.
So this service will be all Sephardi melodies, and some of them are going to be melodies that were written for these prayers. So written for Shalom Aleichem, written for other prayers. Some of them will be famous Sephardi melodies that I just sort of fitted onto the prayers. And that it's kind of a tradition that the Sephardim do. It's called contrafaction. So I hope you enjoy it. There's going to be some old Spanish melodies from Ladino culture. There will be some Turkish Jewish music, some Greek Jewish music. So, no Dutch. But it.
That's the uptight. Do you want to introduce your musicians, just so people?
Yes. So the musicians, we have Ken Ulancy on soprano, sax, and whistle, Lisa Stein on guitar, Tez Sakrevsky on bass, Roger Mukhtarchan on oud, and Carl Hittinger on percussion. And Randy on sound.
All right. And again, we are so happy to be here with all of you, both extended Dolev-Groen family and Beth Shalom people. It's really nice that we're together in the Sukkah during Chol HaMoed Sukkot, Shabbat of Chol HaMoed Sukkot. So we're going to begin the service on page 13 with Shalom Aleichem.
And before we begin, I just want to teach you this melody. This is, you might recognize it as the famous Sephardi Ladino song called Cuando el Rey Nimrod, when the king Nimrod. But the Sfaradim very often sing it to the words of Shalom Aleichem. So that's what we'll be doing. I'd like to teach it to you first. I'll sing if you repeat after me. Shalom Aleichem. Malachei Hasharet.
Malachei Hasharet.
Malachei.
Malachei.
Elyon.
Elyon.
Mi melech.
Mi melech.
Malachei hamlachim.
Malachei hamlachim.
HaKadosh.
Kadosh.
Baruch Hu.
Baruch Hu.
Awesome. Now we can sing together. Shalom Aleichem, לשרת מלאכי Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Amlachim, Akadosh, Baruch Hu, Malachei, Malachei Halaret, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Amlachim, Akadosh, Baruch Hu. Welcome to Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Akadosh, Baruch Hu. Welcome to Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Akadosh, Baruch Hu. Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Akadosh, Baruch Hu. Baruchuni l'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Akadosh, Baruch Hu. Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Akadosh, Baruch Hu. Setkem l'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Akadosh,
Quite a band there. We are going to continue on page 14. We're going to do Yedid Nefesh, which is our love song between the Jewish people and God. And we are so awaiting our beloved as Shabbat comes to us that we sing these beautiful, beautiful verses of poetry. So this is our love song to God as we begin our Shabbat, page 14, Yedid Nefesh.
And this will be to the melody of the beautiful, famous Sephardi song, Los Bilbilikos, or the Nightingales. And so the words of Yedid Nefesh and the words of Los Bilbilikos, they're both about love and yearning, and so they work together. Farachaman Mishok Avnach El Ritzonach Yarutz Avnach Moayal Yishtachaval Mul Andarach Yeravlo Yedidutach Menofetzu בכל טעם מנופץ בכל טעם הדור נעזי בעולם נפשי הולתה עבדה ענה אל נערפה אז תתחזק ותתרפא, והייתה לך שפקת עולם, והייתה לך שפקת עולם, והייתה לך שפקת עולם. ותקיימו רחמך, וחוסנה בן אוהב, כי זה כמה ניסוף ניסה, לראות בתפארת עוזם. ענה אלי מקרניני, ושנה, ושנה, ושנה וילתי תלם, וילתי
Because we are not doing most of Kabbalat Shabbat, we're turning ahead now to page 23 and continuing with Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat, the Psalm for Shabbat. And do you want to introduce this melody?
Yes, this will be more familiar. This is a famous Israeli Sephardi melody for Mizmor Shir. So let's just review it.
You're my official Sephardi, so I mean, I'm expecting you to know this. I mean, you're only half Sephardic. I mean, okay. All right.
So I was saying, if you just repeat after me. Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat.
Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat.
Okay, you know this. We can skip this.
Yeah, we don't need to do this. We all know this one. I know this is Sephardi.
Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat, v'tov lehodot l'Adonai, ולזמר לשמך העליון, ולזמר לשמך העליון. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך העליון, ולזמר לשמך העליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך, באמונתך בלילות, עלי אסון ועלי בנהר, עלי היגיון וכינון. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך העליון, ולזמר לשמך העליון. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך העליון, ולזמר לשמך העליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך, באמונתך בלילות, עלי אסון ועלי בנהר, עלי היגיון וכינון. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך העליון, ולזמר לשמך העליון.
All right, you get clapping in this crowd. Wow. We're going to get to a little bit more serious subject for just a second. For anyone who is in the process of mourning or observing a yard site, we want to invite you to rise. And we know there are people who are watching on the Zoom besides Gary, who's mourning his sister. Okay, so we're going to, if you would, whatever you feel called to do in terms of Kaddish is fine with me. So we're going to continue page 24 with Mourner's Kaddish. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
V'yalma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael ba'agala v'izman kariv v'yimru. Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah mevorach le'olam olmei almaya. Yit barach v'yishtabach v'yit pa'ar v'yit romam v'yit naseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yithalal Shemei d'kudesha b'richu. Ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush b'chata v'nechemata. Damiran bi'alma v'yimru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya. Chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. So before we continue with the Mariv service, I just want to, as I get older, my recollection, obviously. But so, Matan and Leah, did you guys have your b'nai mitzvah during Sukkot also? Is that like a growing custom? Oh, yes, okay. Did any of the other Yagurs am I not remembering that this is like a thing or other growings? Yeah, you guys you guys brought in COVID. Yeah, that was great. It was beautiful. It gave us joy at a very scary time. So, okay, all right, because I had this mistaken recollection that you guys did other. Okay, so I want to just make a quick comment about celebrating Shafa becoming bar mitzvah during Sukkot, right? So to me, if you think about what Sukkot is about, it's about the beauty of things that are not totally perfect, right? And that there's a kind of sense of fragility, right? A sukkah has to be fragile. It has to be something that a real storm could blow down, right? It could be 2.5 walls and still be kosher, right? And so what happens is that we go from the intensity of Yamim Noraim into Sukkot because it's this whole-bodied experience to be in Sukkot. Our whole bodies are inside this Sukkah right now. It's the only way we can celebrate with our bodies in this imperfect dwelling place, so that even the schach can't be covering completely. It has to just be partly covering, right? Which reminds us that life isn't about perfection, right? Life is about appreciating the joy in the moment, knowing that not all of life is perfect, right? We all get to a certain Shafa. This is something you'll hopefully not learn for a long time because you've had a perfect life so far, or you've had a really, things have been good in your life. But when you get to certain ages, things aren't always good. They're hard sometimes. And we come to Sukkot to remember that when we have something precious to celebrate, that we do it full on, right? Because it's a gift to have this possibility of celebrating you becoming bar mitzvah and starting this process of becoming an adult, right? And your parents are aware that now their youngest kid is a teenager. So they're aware of things about their own lives, and your grandparents and your aunts, and everyone is aware, wow, time's passing. So you got to take the joy when you get it. And that's what Sukkot is about. It's about taking the joy when you have it. So Shafa, we're really, really, really happy to be celebrating your bar mitzvah during Sukkot with your family and with our community, because we're going to seize this moment and we're going to celebrate it with you. So, Shabbat Shalom to everyone. And we're going to continue to celebrate with beautiful music. And Chef, I know you're going to lead part of. Are you doing Baruch? Yeah, but you can. I know you can do Baruch. Yalla, kadima, chaver. Yalla. All right, so we're going to invite people to rise. We're going to face. Face. We're facing east. We're facing the parking lot. I mean Jerusalem. Baruch Hu Adonai Amavorach Baruch Adonai Borach Leolam Vahed.
Baruch Adonai Borach Leolam Vaed.
We invite you to be seated as we daven privately the Ma'ariv Aravim, page 28.
ומעביר יום ולילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד, ברוך אתה אדוני,
Baruch Shema.
המעריב ערבים.
Amen. We're going to sing Ahavat Olam, page 29.
אהבת עולם בית ישראל.
Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael. We're going to daven, I should say.
מאהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל.
Shema Yisrael Adonai
אלוהינו
Adonai Echad.
ברוך שכם ולאהב את
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, ושבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין ידיך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
Quietly to the bottom of the page.
והיה אם שמות תשמע מצוותי אשר נקים מצוותיכם היום. אשר נשבע אדוני לאבותיכם לתת להם כימי השמיים על הארץ.
ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת עליהם, ועשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם, ונתנו על ציצית על כנף פתיל תכלת, והיה לכם לציצית וראיתם אותו, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטורו אחרי אליכם ואחרי עיניכם אשר אתם זונים אחריהם, למען תזכרו ועשיתם אותו מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Excellent job. Yasher Koach. We're going to continue on page 32. We're davening quietly just until we get to the middle of the page. And we'll have some music from Michamocha.
כל זה וקיים עלינו כי אדוני אלוהינו. ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם, משה ובני ישראל קנו שירה בשמחה רבה, ויאמרו כולם. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נאמר בקודש, נורא תהילות ולא מי החזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גל ישראל.
We're going to continue with what I see as a Ladino melody for Hashkivenu. Chazan, do you want to say anything about that?
This is a
You don't have to know this.
this is a Greek Ladino melody. It's a very, very beautiful melody, and it fully captures the lullaby-esque quality of this prayer, Hashkivenu. So let's just quickly learn it, because this one's pretty obscure. So sing, and if you can repeat after me. Hashkivenu Adonai, Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu, v'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim, lechaim. All right, you got it.
We got it. We're ready. Page 33. We're going to continue on page 34 with the Shamru as we say that this gift from God of Shabbat is a sign of the covenant between the Jewish people and God, page 34.
And this is going to be a famous actually very disputed melody. There's every Eastern nationality claims it for themselves, but most likely it's of Turkish origin, and it's also been used by Turkish Sephardi Jews, and they use it all over the place. They also use it for Vishamru, and so let's learn it. It repeats over and over again, so it's a little easier to sing. So let's learn to sing it. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael,
Shamru b'nei Yisrael,
et ha-Shabbat,
et ha-Shabbat,
la'asot et ha-Shabbat,
la'asot et ha-Shabbat,
לדורותם ברית עולם,
לדורותם ברית עולם,
ביני ובין בני ישראל,
ובין בני ישראל,
אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, לעולם. That's it. You got it.
Chef, you can lead it. Go ahead, Chef. You can do it. I know you can. You can lead the vocal. The Cantor will back you up. All right, Jared, come on up. You can do it with your cut. Here, come over here. This. Jared, the next one. All right, here we go. Helping the Cantor with Vishamru. All right, we're going to have a little bit different vibe coming up. We're going to have some quiet. Yes, Shabbat's about just being a little bit into the quiet space of Shabbat. So that's what we're coming to next. noise in our lives a lot. Shabbat's about quiet. Yeah. So, if you wanna stand, we're gonna do the Chatzi Kaddish, and then you're gonna have some quiet, and then you're gonna have your own prayer that comes into that space. So if you'll rise, we continue page 34, and the Amidah continues privately. If you are doing the traditional Amidah, don't forget to add Ya'aleh V'Yavo for Sukkot. In Chol HaMoed, page 34.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה ויעלמדי ורקירותי ומלך מלכותי בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל בעגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם עולם העמיה יתברך, יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה, ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה בריחו, לילה מכל ברכתה בשירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן ביעלמה ויאמרו אמן.
So for those of you who are finished your prayer, feel free to be seated. We're going to conclude with one of my favorite melodies that the Chazan has brought, is the Oseh Shalom from Nava Tehillah. You know that. Page 38. Well, you don't need the page. It's the Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom bimroma
יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן. לה 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 עושה שלום במרומם, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן. ואמרו
Kiddush, and we'll invite people to rise as we continue with Kiddush, and we'll conclude Kiddush with Jacob. We will conclude Kiddush with saying the bracha for sitting in the sukkah, for the mitzvah of dwelling in the sukkah. That's how we'll conclude Kiddush, page 49.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם בורא פרי הגפן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידש מצוותיו ורצה בשבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הקילנו זיכרונו למעשה וראשית כי הוא יום תחילה למצרי קודש זכר ליציאת מצרים כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת בכל העמים ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנה קלטנו ברוך אתה אדוני מקודש השבת.
Join with me in the bracha for sitting in the sukkah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu le'shev b'sukkah. All right, we're going to be seated. Guess what? We only have 2 more days. 2 more days to say Psalm 27, guys. We stop it on Hoshana Rabbah. Ho, ho, Hoshana. Hoshana. Ho, ho, Hoshana. Save us, God, save us. So, wait, why do we keep saying this prayer until Hoshana Rabbah? Because what do we learn about the gates of tshuva? They're still open a crack. Still open just a crack. So we got a few more days after Yom Kippur to just... Got an extension on our final, that's right. So we're doing extra dedication to the Holy One of Blessing during this time. So I want to invite you, as you turn to page 80 in your Siddur, we're going to sing this verse, which is such a beautiful verse. Achat sha'alti, not just because it has my son's name in part of it. Achat sha'alti me'et Adonai ota avakesh. One thing I'm asking you, God, this is what I need, and that's what you need, is to think, what's the one thing before those gates close that you need from God? Lachazot b'noam. To gaze, to look at Noam. No, to look at. He would be very uncomfortable with that. Lachazot b'noam Adonai l'vaker v'hechalo. To gaze upon the splendor of and to visit God's hechal, God's sanctuary. That's what we want. Oh, actually, I skipped a line. Shivti b'veit Adonai kol yemei chaya. We want to dwell in God's house all the days of our lives so that we can gaze on the splendor of God's presence and to be in and to visit that holy space. So that's what we're thinking about as we sing these words. What's the one thing I need from you, God, as those gates are getting ready to close and we're starting this year?
Shalati meit Adonai otavakesh. Shalati meit Adonai otavakesh. Shivati beveit Adonai kol yemei chayai. Lachazot benoam Adonai ulvaker b'kekayot. Lachazot benoam Adonai ulvaker
We're going to invite Shefa to come up and lead us in Aleinu, page 51 of your prayer books. And, well, any of the cousins who are under bar or bat mitzvah age can come up with their big cousin. Absolutely. Any of the younger cousins. Any of the younger cousins. We're facing Yerushalayim.
Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol latet gedula shereshi shelo asanu kegoyei haratzon
ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. שמיים ויסד הארץ, ומשה יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו, ומרומי, הם אלוהינו, הם את מלכנו, אפס זולתו, וככתוב בתורתו, ידעת היום, אל שבעת אל לבבך, הוא אדוני, הוא האלוהים, בשמיים ממעל, בארץ ועל הארץ, מתחת עינינו.
Now we can face this way for the last part of Aleinu. Couple of seconds.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
All right, we thank all of the Growens for that beautiful Aleinu, and now we once again invite those who are in the process of mourning, observing a yard site, to please rise. And we usually like to ask people if they're comfortable saying who you're remembering. So, Pania, would you like to? Okay. Are you saying, John? No. Okay. And all of you who may be saying Kaddish watching on the Zoom, we ask that God should bring peace and comfort to you as you remember your loved ones. Page 52. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
V'yalma divrach Yeruteh v'yamlich malchuteh. V'chayechon v'yamechon v'chayeh dechol Beit Yisrael ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'yimru. Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevorach Leolam Omei Almaya.
Almaya.
Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal Shmei Dekudasha Barichu.
Barichu.
Ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechamata tamiran b'yalma v'yimru. Amen.
Amen.
Yehi Shlama Rabba min Shemai. V'chaim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen.
Amen.
Oseh Shalom b'mramav hu ya'aseh Shalom aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen.
Amen.
So we want to say again, Mazal Tov to Shefa and to your whole family on this, the Shabbat of you becoming Bar Mitzvah. We're looking forward to continuing to celebrate with you tomorrow. What time are you and your parents coming to Shul tomorrow, Shefa? 9:15. You're going to be here, right? Because services start at 9:30. You'll be here nice and early to get ready. We are very much looking forward to tomorrow, and obviously we still have Chag that is with us. So Ami Dolev is responsible for us being able to do a great mitzvah at Beth Shalom congregation. Nachon? Hoshana Rabbah. Nachon? Right, because of Ami, we have willows that we get to, well, I've said this before, but we get to whack our willows on Sunday. Doesn't get old to me. We get to whack our willows on Sunday. Thanks to Ami Dolev. But it's on Sunday. It's one last chance to get all those leaves off the aravot so that we can actually get rid of any of oh my God. All right, we'll let the grown family take that offline. Okay, we'll let them take that offline. Anyhow, we are going to, for those of you who could be here, we get to do 7 Hoshanot. We get to take our willows. We get to get rid of all of our last things we need to get rid of. 9 o'clock on Sunday morning. Sunday night, Erev Shmini Atzeret on Zoom at 6. And then Yizkor is Monday. For those of you who have people you want to say Yizkor prayers for, it's Monday for Shmini Atzeret, starting at 8 a.m. And then Erev Simchat Torah starts with dinner. I think it's pizza. On Monday night, and then Hakafot. We have some Torah readers.
We do.
We have some very fun Torah readers coming. We've got Asher Goldman, Asher Wrigley, and we have Reuben Shapiro, who are going to be reading Torah for us on Erev Simchat Torah. And we're going to be doing Hakafot and dancing with our Israeli dance community on Monday night. And there's going to be ice cream, and there's going to be candy apples, and we're bribing you with food, and that's what we do to get you here. And then we conclude Simchat Torah, and I just broke this mic thing on. Can you? Go ahead, Jara. If you can help me, I would love you to help me. And that will be at 8 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday. Chazan, you want to say anything about? We want to, of course, thank our musicians and Chazan Agar for our Sephardi Shabbat.
And next week will be Rock Shabbat, so quite different than what was it? Not just rock.
Not bad. It just lifts off. I think it's speak loud.
Shabbat rock.
You're right. All right. We're concluding on page 54 with Adon Olam.
This actually will be Yigdal.
Oh, Yigdal. Oh, it's a Sephardi Shabbat. Right.
It does, that's true. It does have it. So let's just learn this melody. This is a very famous melody, so you might know it, but you also might not know it. And it's a Moroccan Sephardi melody for Yigdal.
Oh, see what happened?
So I'll sing, you repeat. Yigdal Elohim Chai Ve'yishtabach Nimtza ve'enet
Okay, thank you.
El Metziuto
El Metzi.
Next part goes like this. Echad ve'en yachid. Kayichudo. Ne'lam ve'gam ein sof. Le'yachduto. Okay, we got it. Yigdal Elohim Chai Yishtabach Nimtza Ve'enet El Metziuto Echad Ve'en Yachid Kayichudo Ne'lam V'gam Ben Sof Le'yachduto Ein lo dimot aguf נערוך אליו קדושתו. קדמון לכל דבר אשר נברא, ראשון וראשית לראשיתו. הינו אדון עולם וכל אוצר, יורה גדולתו ומלכותו. שפע נבואתו נתנו אל אנשי סגולתו ותפארתו. לא קם בישראל כמו שעוד נביא ומביט את אמונתו. תורת אמת נתן לימואל, על יד נביאו נאמן ביתו. לא יחליף האל ולא ימיר דתו, לעולמים לזולתו. צופה ויודע תארנו, מביט לסוף דבר בקדמתו. גומל לאיש חסד כמפעלו, נותן לרשע רע כרישתו. ישלח לקץ ימין את הענו, לפקום מחכה קץ ישועתו. מגיעים מחייהם ברוב כסדו, ברוך הדיין שם תהילתו. שבת שלום.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. This is gross, so I don't. I don't know.
For other reasons.
Hold on, this is hold on. They might need it for tonight's service.
Calluses are one thing, numbness is not good.
I know, but they need to.
Sounds great though. Sounded great.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
I really enjoyed that. I really liked that. It was nice.
תודה רבה. כן? יופי. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah? Oh,
Thank you.
okay.
Beautiful.
Shabbat shalom. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Glad you're feeling better.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Marshall, you know I love these.
Litrot. No good. All right.
All right, we covered up a little bit of your coat, but
Yeah.
He's taking off for Turkey.
I know.
I'm going to gain the 30 pounds
All right,
I
you
lost.
guys done great.
Thanks. Always a pleasure to play.
If my return tickets
Might need two, huh?
Just trusting herself a little bit more.
Oh, great. No, you sound great. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very worked out well.
Yeah.
Where's she now?
She's here.
She is?
if I don't have cell service there, my phone
Marielle. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
it did last time. I was, none of my things were saved, but the map.
I mean, she's still living at home.
Got me
She's
around.
commuting.
I remember going up
I
to
take regional rail. It's
15
That's what I
different
went to
people
Temple for grad
in
school.
all
Mommy went
this
for undergrad. That's what we did.
trying to get back to my hotel, and I kept saying, Sultan Ahmed?
Yeah.
Sultan Ahmed?
All right. Thank you. It's good to
No,
see you.
it's the name of the biggest tourist square,
Yeah,
Sultan Ahmed Square.
yeah,
And I tried. Nobody had any idea what I was saying.
are you kidding? They had to be messing with you.
Probably.
I think so, because there's no way they wouldn't know that.